Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. I hope this video finds you well. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Maisa. This is a French brand that was launched in 2020. The fragrance that we're going to be taking a closer look at today is called Jawhara. I'm very excited to give you my thoughts on this smell, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin my fragrance review of Jawhara by Maisa, a fairly new fragrance from a fairly new niche French brand, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like fragrance reviews, top 10s, giveaways, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Remember to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell icon and give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content. It would really mean a lot to me. It goes such a long way. So here we have a French brand that was launched in 2020. They already have 19 fragrances according to online fragrance forums. And this one is called Jawhara. Now, this is one of the fragrances that I discovered from the brand. I've only tried 3 of them, and I hope to do videos on the other 2 in the coming months. Now, this fragrance actually has a pretty simple note breakdown, but a very interesting one. So you have bergamot and lemon in the opening, you have orange blossom, you have amber and vanilla in the base with a touch of patchouli as well. Of course, vanilla is used in amber, or I should say in an amber accord. The name for this fragrance, Jawhara, is actually an Arabic word that translates to jewel. And so as I'm smelling this fragrance, I'm certainly picking up on the amber, the vanilla, some creamy notes, but I'm also getting touches of other notes in there, like a little bit of caramel, a little bit of coffee as well. So it's a very unique note breakdown and a very unique fragrance that maybe is not completely represented by the note breakdown, because I do pick up on some hidden elements in there. Nevertheless, I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell, but let's go ahead and start things off with the presentation. So in the opening of this fragrance, you are going to get that duality of the citrus. So a little bit of bergamot, a little bit of lemon, kind of adding this refreshing overtone to the fragrance, but that sweetness is perceived from the very beginning. So right away, you know that there's something sweet in the background, and you're kind of waiting for it to surface to the top. So the citrusy quality dissipates after about 10 or 15 minutes, as it usually does. And then you get this sweet, caramel-like vanilla amber combination. And so it's not as resinous as it is vanillic. And this is how I know that the amber accord used in here doesn't rely too heavily on benzoin, labdanum, or any other balsamic ingredients. Instead, you are going to get a nice wallop of vanilla. Now, there's a bit of that caramel quality in here too, which I am picking up on. And it's a really nice, slightly sweet, slightly gourmand type of a fragrance that also gives enough attention to that orange blossom that you're going to find in the heart. And so the orange blossom in here kind of extends the citrusy quality in the opening, which decomposes rather quickly, or I should say the lemon and the bergamot goes away rather quickly. But you are also going to get this slightly sensual floral quality in the heart on account of the orange blossom. And you have enough of that sweetness in the base as well to really carry this fragrance forward. Now, it does remind me of the types of fragrances that I would wear as the weather starts to get a little bit cold outside. And so despite the fact that it has citrus and orange blossom, I think there's enough of the vanilla and the amber and the patchouli happening in the base, in addition to that caramel vibe that I'm picking up on, that this is a fragrance that can be enjoyed right now, right? We're entering the autumn, or we're already in autumn, depending on when I publish this video, and we can expect the weather to get even colder than that. And so if you are looking for something that is going to withstand the harshness of the colder months, something that's going to be a little bit more resolute, and something that has notes that are evocative of the colder months, I think Jawhara is really the type of fragrance that you should be on the lookout for. Now, I would also recommend this fragrance if you are a fan of fragrances like a Seal Special Edition by Arabian Oud, if you are a fan of Mercurial Cashmere by Electimus London, if you're a fan of Intense Cafe by Montal, or even there's another one, Atomic Rose by Inicio Parfum Privé. If you are a fan of those types of fragrances, if you kind of understand the direction they go in, the DNA where it's a little sweet, maybe nuances of coffee, caramel, silky smooth, you have that creamy sandalwood thing happening in the base, I think you're really going to enjoy this fragrance, and it's definitely going to be one that I'm going to get a lot of play out of now that the weather is going to get a little bit colder outside. So very happy to have this one in my collection. Very privileged to have had the opportunity to share my thoughts on it for my YouTube audience. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this fragrance is unique in the sense that the note breakdown is quite different from other fragrances that it might have reminded me of, namely a Seal Special Edition by Arabian Oud, or Mercurial Cashmere by Electimus, or even Atomic Rose by Inicio. But this one does things in its own way. It does go down a more unique direction, and I really do like the vanilla and amber that is being used in here, in addition to that orange blossom, which kind of extends that citrusy quality about 2 or 3 hours into the heart of the dry down. And so I really do like this fragrance for its ability to kind of maintain its own character even as it starts to dry down, and it does have some notes that I can see myself really enjoying as the weather gets a little bit colder outside. Longevity on this one, you can expect about 8 to 10 hours on your skin. The projection was great for the first hour to hour and a half of application. Like I said, the citrus is very short-lived, but that's not what this fragrance is all about. This fragrance is all about that dry down of amber and green and woods, and you're really going to enjoy this one if you like these types of fragrances. In terms of the versatility, I can see this one working really well in every season except for the summer. Despite the citrus, I just think it's so much more about the heart and the base, and of course these are warm, ambery notes that will work really well as the weather gets colder. I think this one can be worn casually or dressed up, but it has a bit of a professional, slightly sensual, dressed up quality about it, and with a name like Jawhara, which translates to jewel, I can definitely see myself enjoying this one as it starts to get a little bit colder outside, which is something that I've mentioned a few times already throughout the course of this review. I think this one is completely unisex, and I think this one can be enjoyed by anybody of any age. In terms of the presentation, I do like the bottle. I like how there's a bit of an indentation here where the label is affixed to the front. I do like the caps. They're magnetic. You can pick it up from the cap. Beautiful presentation, just everything about it looks very luxe and very expensive. My final verdict on this fragrance is, if you are looking for something ambery, slightly sweet, exotic orange blossom in the heart, and you're looking for something to carry you through the colder months of the year, but also something that's going to be incredibly versatile in terms of occasions, check out Maïssa Jawhara. It's an awesome fragrance. Very happy that I've had the opportunity to talk about it here on my channel for you guys. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Thank you so much for watching. That was my review of Jawhara by Maisa. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. If you've tried any of the other 19 fragrances by this brand, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to support this channel by subscribing to it. If you took something of value from this video, remember to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell, and give this video a thumbs up if you took something of value from today's video. Thanks again for watching. Love you all. We'll see you soon. Bye.